Hey guys, it's Michael Todd and welcome to The.Cult.Of.Vintage. If you can't tell, I'm a little congested. Just getting over the crud that seems to be going around with everybody. So I had to kind of get up, pull it together. I unfortunately missed 2 sales last week. That is not a good thing. I haven't had the opportunity to go out and shop and film, so we're really behind the ball. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I did have the video, and I'll drop the link right up here for you, where we did the online auction. That was a great time. I have all of those items that are here. So what we're going to kind of do today is we're going to go through the items that I got from the auction, plus things that I do still have down here. We're going to put those things together and try to assemble a sale. I would like that sale to have about 30 to, I think 35. I think 35 is where we want it to be. I do want to have a mix of stuff. I do have some glass and pottery here. I do clearly have a lot of books, magazines. Richard has some tins down here, so I think we'll add those into it. I want to create a look, and I think that we can create a great dynamic look with the stuff that we have available. So let's just get into it, and we're going to try to create a look. Here we go. Okay, so one thing you guys didn't get to see is that I was able to purchase 2 swung glass vases. These are both the Ellie Smith ribbed. This is 27.5 inches. I forget how much our smaller, the height of our smaller one is. These are great. I love this color because, quite frankly, this was kind of the greens, the browns, the ambers. This is the tone that I kind of wanted to set for the sale. So we will have those 2 for sure. If we come over here into the shelves, I do have this Empoli, this green ombre. I do want to add this in there. I do have another one of the frog art glass vases. I think that'll work, especially to kind of pull up some gold tone. Now I do have this little gentleman here. He's a Majolica little humidor. You could use him, of course, to put in cigarettes or to kind of use as an ashtray. He clearly has a hairline in him, but overall he's in really good condition. I mean, again, you could put matches, maybe matches in here. So he's a very utilitarian, a little bit of a chip right there, but he's a great figural piece. I think we'll kind of try to add him. How fun would he be to kind of like your Irish, what is that called? St. Patrick's Day display. He is unmarked. This is pretty typical for these guys, but I think, again, with that mid-century, we're going to work with the greens. So there's kind of where we're at with it. Back here you can see where I have, look at all of those magazines. Down here are the books. I mean, this thing is just jam-packed, and there are some great greens and golds that we'll be able to, you can kind of see here, like when we add this back here. It's James Whitcomb Riley. Well, the lighting isn't the best, but that green with that gold, I think that's a beautiful look. So let's keep adding. I do want to add this frog glass. I like this one a lot. I'm kind of divided on if I want to add kind of that custardy satin glass. The blue is throwing me. I think I'm going to hold, I don't know. We'll see. This is for sure. I do have the Weller planter there. That clearly the Weller is going to be a great addition to the sale. This is shameful. I feel like I have beautiful items down here, and yet I continue to go out and just buy more when I have some great pieces. This is in excellent condition. Had one of these sold that before, and it was missing the handle, if you will. So again, a beautiful look, very earthy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we've got 6 things here. I'm going to pull this out and not count it yet. We're going to look at the substantial, the larger things. So what did I say? 2, 4, 6. Let's see what else we can get here. Hey, Richard had some tins down here. This is like an English one. Who is this? Is this Victoria or is this... No, it is... Oh, not, oh my gosh. Elizabeth. Yes, good old Elizabeth is on here, I believe. So let's add that one. There's a Windsor Castle. Again, those tones, the sepias, King Edward. Let's add both of those into it too. We can do that as like a choice. Still almost with these wondering, I mean, I do think tonally, it does, you know what, I'm gonna leave that one there. Now we do have the 2 rose bowls right here, but I am going to be doing another choice sale too. So I'm going to actually add these 2 rose bowls. These are some more choice items that we're going to have coming up. So let's go ahead and add those over into there. You know what? Let me kind of smoosh. Could probably get these swung vases a little bit. These, oh, Michael. Let's add these up here. Yeah. I like to have some bougie and some kitschy. I mean, why not? Dingbot. Love it. Okay, back to the sale. We add a curveball. We do have the Fenton hanging heart paperweight. Look at that iridescence. I'm going to add that there too, just for a little extra something. So that's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's add one more hard good item, and then we'll move into some of the ephemera here. Yeah, now at this point, because the practicality of this shade, I don't know. And I feel like this, put that down here. I kind of, pardon me, my goodness, I kind of start to put stuff together for sales. I think these 2, they need a bath, that's for sure. That green custardy satin. Tonally, okay, I'm still in the green, like family. So we'll add those in too, darn it. I'll do those as a choice. Before we jump into all of this, I am going to add this one. This was over on the shelf. It's the People's Common Sense Medical Advisor. Now, it's in really good condition. This is, I believe it was the 56th edition. 56th edition, 1,730,000 have been sold. Now, it's not telling me what year the 56th edition. It was originally copyrighted in 1895. Like I said, there's tons of illustrations that are in here. Look at the plants. There's medical devices. Of course, there's organs and what is it? Pork steaks? I don't know. Beef soup. Dust and disease. Ventilation. Quickening. I don't know. It's a fun, weird kind of book. It definitely is an attention getter on the shelf or on a coffee table. So we're going to add this one into the sale. I like a little bit of the black to go in there too. I think that'll work. I want to give these 2 a little rubby dub. What I like to do, especially with the satin glass, is I will actually just use a magic sponge and some Windex. Keeping in mind, if you do this, it creates this insane foam. We'll use some paper towels to kind of wipe off the excess. By the way, they do make ammonia-free Windex now. If you haven't tried it, try it. This is the Crystal Rain Fresh Scent. I don't know. It doesn't smell like traditional Windex. It's similar to, but not quite. Now, I did kind of slightly dampen this. I'm going to rub this down and I'll show you what happens. Like I said, it creates an insane foaming effect, which seems to only happen with the Windex. Obviously not with the water, but that's why we got the paper towel to wipe off the excess. I'm going to keep scrubbing and get it nice and clean. Like with most satin glasses, it does have a tendency to pick up dirt relatively easily. So we're going to get to keep scrubbing. Here, we don't really want to sell it like that. Okay, so he's nice and custardy. Now we're going to move on to this one. Kind of see the before a little bit closer up. There's our hand painting. This was a warning sticker. I will... I'm probably going to remove that. It's not adding any aesthetic value. I will say what I have found with sticker residue. That's all you need to do. Let it set, and not even that long, and it will pull that right off. I feel like cleaning these is really going to bring up something I want to talk about. I think some people are going to get triggered by it, but let's talk about it. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about is the condition versus the price. Okay, clearly if something is broken, it's chipped. That tobacco jar, the humidor that I showed you earlier, he's got a hairline. There's a chip in it. It's not going to, it typically doesn't or isn't going to sell for as much as it would if it was in excellent condition. I would also then, make an argument where regardless of where you're shopping, right? Like if I'm in the thrift store, if I'm at a yard sale, especially if I'm in an antique mall, when I see certain things, and this isn't the best example because, overall they are kind of relatively clean and it's a quick, easy kind of clean to it. But when something's nasty and filthy, right? And somebody puts full retail on it, am I the only one that's turned off by that? Like, you want me to pay full retail and then I have to take it home and clean it. Now, I guess there's always exceptions to every rule, because if there was something that I was just absolutely on the hunt for and it was just a must-have kind of thing and I had to clean it, I probably would still buy it, I guess, maybe. But by and large, is anybody triggered by that? Like, I would feel super, and I guess it's all personal, right? Like, I would feel like super weird. Look at that white hair. I would feel super uncomfortable being like bringing this fairy lamp like in the condition that it was in, and being like, I'm going to start it at whatever I'm going to start it at and expect people to pay the same amount and then send that to them. And then they would open it and then they would have to clean it. Is that weird? And I know that we've talked about this in the past, and it was at the time when we asked it, there is a difference between, if I showed this and I disclosed, this is where it's at, versus if it was just caked in dirt. The distinction was, it's okay if there's some condition, or if I got to do a little spot cleaning, something like that, because it's vintage, they're antiques. I think that we can all universally, it's just kind of what we're used to, but like when it's filthy, it's like, yeah, no, that's where the line is drawn. I mean, let me know down in the comments. What do you think? If you are out shopping, you find an item that's just like filthy, but somebody has got full retail on it. Do you buy it? Are you like, yeah, whatever? Like, are you just like, no, pass? Let me know down in the comments, because I'm curious to know what you all think about that. This is also a really good thing about cleaning it, is because if I had not cleaned this, do you see it? There's like a hairline inside of there. Yep, there's a hairline in there. I don't know that I would have ever seen it, because if you look at it from, well, I guess you can kind of see it there. So it's all about the lighting. Golly. It's like in low light, I didn't see it. Like if I'm over here, well, of course it's not going to focus. You can kind of see it on the interior there too. Oop. Yep, it's there. So now that both of those are cleaned up, can we talk about magic sponges? Magic sponges did not used to do this. They would just slowly dissolve into nothingness. Now they like crumble and fall apart. Am I the only one that experiences that? And that is the name brand Magic what is his name? The bald guy? Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean, I don't know what you did to your magic sponges, but you need to go back to the OG formula. Maybe they lasted a little too long, the OG, you know, heaven forbid. Maybe that was part of the problem. Just saying, possibility. Okay, so we have got tons of books. Now, these are the James Whitcomb Riley with illustrations by Howard Chandler Christie. We've got a few that are duplicates, but different runs. Like this one, for example, it is the Riley Love Lyrics. We have one in both a red and green. It's the same publisher. I think what we'll do is, I love these two together. We can do this as a choice. Clearly it's the same. It's just aesthetic differences. Do you like the red? Do you like the green? They both display beautifully, and I think they go great together. So let's add that one in. We have, this one's a little bit more collectible. It's the Riley Child Rhymes with the Hoosier Pictures, A Child's World by James Whitcomb Riley. Again, both of these are illustrated. Now, look at this. These are beautiful. Overall, really good condition. All of the books. There are some that have got some hits and a little boo-boos to them, but overall, they're in great condition. So very pleased about that. We've got a number of different An Old Sweetheart of Mine. Let me pull out the other ones here. Again, all of these are An Old Sweetheart of Mine by James Whitcomb Riley. And again, the illustrations are by Howard Chrisley. I'm just wondering how I should do this. I think that I should create maybe a lot of them because I think that they display beautifully, and then we should do it like that. I mean, tell me that's not lovely. I know it's all one book, but they display beautifully stacked together. That's an instant collection. I think I'm going to sell the lot of 6 of these books all together. I love that look, gosh darn it. So I am going to hold these books off to the side. Clearly there's a lot of them, but not to worry because we do have a good bit over here. I didn't want to make it too book heavy, but I do clearly because I have a lot of them. I actually have 2 of The Courtship of Miles Standish. Again, this is with illustrations by Howard Chandler Christie. So I'll probably just set a price on those. And of course we have The Christie Girl. If you're not familiar, look at that little Cupid. So it is a repeating border throughout most of the book with the poems. Look at him on the little wire. Oh, his heart is broken. And then we do have, like I said, repeating borders. I probably won't flip to any of the actual. There is some pages that are getting yeah, this one is very close to becoming loose. So, but there are some very pretty portraits in here, but naturally I'm not going to flip to them. Let's see if I can find one for you. Go as an example, kind of like pencil portrait sketches. Our beautiful Victorian ladies here of the very early 19th century. Lovely. So we're going to add that one in too. We do have a little bit more of an elevated, the Riley Roses. Look at this. It's a little unassuming. I mean, you can kind of tell with that gold gilding there, right? But it's a little unassuming. Then when we open this, it's in excellent condition. Let's see here. Ooh, we'll check and see if we can see the... Yep, we have some color plates in here. These pages are so thick. Look at this. Is that not beautiful? Just the font, the script, the artistry of it all. This one is 1909. Ooh, look at that. I mean, the feel. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the grain of the paper. I mean, it was not a cheap book to make, that's for sure. And of course, the poetry is in there. But look at those beautiful color portraits, my gracious. It's like I say, very unassuming on the exterior, but whoosh, packs a punch when you open it up, that's for sure. So we're most certainly going to add this one into the sale. I'm quite excited about being able to offer, oh, look at this one, being able to offer something of this quality. It's called Old Fashioned Roses. Beautiful. Interestingly enough, I ended up with 4 of these when she was about 16. Again, the condition on these are from the early 1900s. I mean, look at this. That's insane. I think what we'll do is we'll just set a 1911. We'll set a price to it, and then just do them as quick claims. I think we'll make them really fair since I have multiples. Look at this. I love it. Every page is an adventure, not to mention, of course, the poetry that is in there with them. Love that. Excited about these also. And I think the last book that we're going to add in is this one. It's clearly like a German. Look at the... $18.99. No clue what it says outside of the date, but holy, look at the marbling. What a gorgeous book. There's steel cut illustrations throughout. I should say steel plate illustrations throughout. You can tell by the quality of them. Oh, look at the puppies. Even though I have no clue what it says, it's just enchanting to me. I absolutely love it. But any old how. I think we'll add this book in there also. Okay, and last but not least, we have a ton of magazines to go through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pull some lots together and see what we can't get out of these. So I'm going to dig through them. I'll pull the lots together, and then we'll come back together and check out what I've kind of created from those. Here's what I've come up with. We've got some vintage magazines here. This is absolutely amazing, truthfully. But the reason I think this is so amazing is because it brings back the vibes of the 80s. This one is from 1980 to be exactly. We've got 4 Life magazines here. 44, 45, and 46. Plus, we've got 2 copies of the Ladies' Home Journal. This is February of 1966, of course, featuring Jackie Kennedy at the time, a recent widow with a child there. So we're going to sell those all together as a lot. Just have a 2-piece. Look at the cover on this. Is that not, I mean, that is frame worthy. American Family Journal of 1910. I think she is beautiful. And of course, we have The Housewife of November 1913. Overall, really good antique condition. So we'll do those as a lot also. And check this out. We've got 4 issues of Woman's World. The covers, again, look at her with her little apple. We've got August 1914, April 1914, January of 1913, and April of 1913. That's a great lot. We'll sell those all as a lot. And the last lots we have, I'm going to do 2 of the Ladies' Home Journal. One is from September of 1905. The other is October of 1902. We have 2 Delineator magazines, both 1914. The front here is November, June 1914 on the back. We have got 2 Ladies' Home Journals, September of 1934 and November of 1932. So we'll call those the 30s Ladies' Home Journal. And last but not least is this mixed bag of different ephemera. Look at that. Ooh, there's a cover. This is a whole magazine, this Woman's Home Companion, but it's really tattered. you can tell there. Oh, let's not. Yeesh. A cover of Ladies World. Look at that cover. So just kind of like a mixed lot of ephemera on that. And with that, I think that it really lays out a really great sale. It's definitely got quite a bit of different stuff in there. I think there's a little bit of everything for somebody. I seem to be missing just wood. I might have to find a wood element to add in there just so that we can cover all of our bases, but that's quite a look, that's for sure. Alrighty, well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's video here. I'm getting like, so I hope that you guys definitely enjoyed a very different kind of video. I think it's really important to, I was always one of those person, and I did really good for a very long time, and not wanting to be somebody who is constantly accumulating and not selling through. For me, it's not the appropriate fit. I don't want to sit on a lot of inventory. I like to sell through it. That's just, that's where I'm at with it. And going through the shelves, while I don't have a lot in comparison perhaps to some people, I just think that was a lot for me to carry, and I really wanted to get through it. I'm very pleased. Now, clearly there are some new additions so far as items I've recently purchased, but I'm glad that I have gone through and picked out some older items, and with that choice sale, that's really exciting to kind of clear out that space and really begin to kind of put the inventory afresh. So I'm excited about it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know what your favorite find of the day was down in the comments. I'd appreciate it. And until next time, guys, remember, keep it rusty, crusty, and dusty. Bye, guys.